So periodically I'll get a message from someone saying, I'm broke, what can I do to fix it? And this is a question that does come up quite often, so it's obviously on the minds of a lot of people. But the thing about this question is that there really isn't a single quick answer or a single blueprint, because what works for one person may not always work for another. But there are, in my opinion, a few things that you can do to help yourself get ahead. So if you've done everything that you know how, but you're still stuck, here are a few tips to help you get unbroke. So the first thing you need to do is figure out why you are broke. And I know some people will say it's because I don't have any money. Well, obviously. But the idea here is to really go a little deeper and try and understand exactly why you don't have any money, because there are two types of brokenness. There is broke that results from an income problem, and then there's broke that results from a spending problem. So it does help to kind of figure out where you fall. And to figure this out, you have to track your spending over the course of maybe 1 or 2 months, which involves going through your statements and adding up how much you've spent on everything. And then you're going to separate your spending into 2 categories, these being your needs and your wants. And just so we're clear, your needs will include items like your rent or mortgage, utilities, transportation, insurance, minimum debt payments, or basically any expense that isn't a choice. You'll also do the same for your wants, which might include eating out, shopping, subscription services, and other miscellaneous costs. Once you've done the math, the next step is to subtract your needs from your take-home pay, which is money after payroll deductions and taxes. Now, if you find that you have a good amount of money left over after paying your needs, yet you're still broke, that likely indicates a spending problem, meaning that you are overspending in some category, most likely your wants. But the upside is that this type of broke, it is an easier fix. But on the other hand, if you subtract your needs from your take-home pay and you find that you're either in the negative, close to the negative, or maybe you only break even, that means that you have an income problem, meaning that your income isn't enough or it's barely enough to cover your basic expenses. And unfortunately, with this type of broke, it will require a little bit more effort on your part to overcome. So the next step is to eliminate wants that you can live without. You have to cut back and reduce spending. There's really no other way around it. And the reason why you're focusing on your wants first is because even if you are overspending in some of your needs categories like housing or insurance, that's not a quick or immediate fix. It usually takes time to find alternatives for those costs. But when it comes to your wants, there's usually a little bit more flexibility in how much you spend. So take a look at each expense on your wants list and start eliminating stuff. Now, I don't believe in total deprivation. I feel that approach often backfires. So keep in mind that it is okay to still enjoy some of the things you like, but you'll need to reduce how much you spend on these. And to illustrate how you can enjoy things and still save, let's say you're currently spending $120 a month on subscriptions, $600 on a car payment, and $500 a month on eating out and other non-essentials. Even if you only reduce these expenses by half, that's a savings of $610 a month or $7,300 a year. Of course, this is all based on circumstances, so depending on your situation, it might make sense to cut back even more. But the point is, it's okay to have fun, but the fun has to be reasonable to your income. And to help you make sustainable changes, for everything you cut out, see if you can find a free or low-cost replacement. So instead of going to dinner with your best friend every other Friday to catch up, maybe meet for coffee instead. It's also important to stop digging the hole. When you're in a not so good place financially, little changes that you make here or there might not seem to make a big difference, and it's also easier to keep spending or financing stuff when you're already in a rut. You have to realize that it's that type of thinking that really keeps a lot of people stuck. So you need to mentally prepare for this process, or else you could end up sabotaging your efforts. And when I say stop digging the hole, I'm not only referring to avoiding new debt or curbing frivolous spending. I'm also referring to making adjustments to your existing obligations. And this might include finding a cheaper place to live or letting go of items that you're financing, like a car. Because for every month that you continue to pay for things that you technically can't afford, you're digging yourself into a deeper hole. You also have to learn about money. If you don't understand how different aspects of finance works, it becomes harder to make informed decisions. Plus, learning about money and reading about it on a regular basis also keeps the topic fresh in your mind, which can help you become a more conscious spender. And we can compare this to a person who's trying to live a healthier life. I don't know about you, but personally, whenever I'm working out on a regular basis and when I'm more conscious or aware of how different foods affect my overall health, that usually inclines me to continue making healthy choices and really thinking twice about some of my habits. So likewise, if you have a spending problem and you're constantly hearing tips and reminders on how to save or the importance of saving, it might encourage you to think twice before buying certain things. Be mindful that your only solution might be to increase your income. If you have an income problem and you have cut back as far as you can, there is nothing left to eliminate, yet you still can't get ahead, sometimes, and I know this is not what some people want to hear, but sometimes your only solution is really to increase your income. In the past, when I've done videos on how to save money, occasionally I'll get a comment and it'll be a situation where the person might only earn $800 or $1,000 a month and they feel as if the video didn't really help them. And I get it, but the hard truth is that if your income is very low to the point where it's not enough to cover your basic needs and there's really nothing else to cut out, frugal tips and hacks might not work for you, and you may have to increase your income, which will take time and planning. The final tip is to save and invest even if you're broke, and I know some people are probably looking at me like I'm crazy, and yes, saving money, it can definitely be harder, especially if you feel that the majority of your money goes to bills. But one thing you have to remember is that saving, it is a protection. And even if you're only able to do $5 a week or $10 a week or even less, something is better than nothing, so you have to make it a priority. And saving money isn't only a protection, it can also empower you because you're taking control of your money and putting yourself first. And this one good decision can lead to another. Plus, as your account grows, having that safety net builds confidence, and that in itself can motivate you to continue saving. So that's all that I have for you guys today, and I really hope that you found these tips to be useful. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in a few days.